My dear Wormwood, I note what you say about guiding your patient's reading and taking care that he sees a good deal of his materialist friend. But are you not being a trifle naive? It sounds as if you suppose that argument was the way to keep him out of the enemy's clutches. Jargon, not argument, is your best ally in keeping him from the church. I once had a patient, a sound atheist, who used to read in the British Museum. One day, as he sat reading, I saw a train of thought in his mind beginning to go the wrong way. The enemy, of course, was at his elbow in a moment. Before I knew where I was, I saw my 20 years' work beginning to totter. If I had lost my head and begun to attempt a defense by argument, I should have been undone. But I was not such a fool. I struck instantly at the part of the man which I had best under my control and suggested that it was just about time he had some lunch. The enemy presumably made the counter-suggestion that this was more important than lunch. At least I think that must have been his line, for when I said quite, in fact much too important to tackle at the end of a morning, the patient brightened up considerably. And by the time I'd added, "Much better come back after lunch and go into it with a fresh mind," he was already halfway to the door. Once he was in the street, the battle was won. I showed him a newsboy shouting the midday paper. And I showed him the number 73 bus going past. And before he reached the bottom of the steps, I'd got into him an unalterable conviction that whatever odd ideas might come into a man's head when he was shut up alone with his books, a healthy dose of real life, by which he meant the bus and the newsboy, was enough to show him that all that sort of thing just couldn't be true. You begin to see the point? They find it all but impossible to believe in the unfamiliar while the familiar is before their eyes. Keep pressing home on him the ordinariness of things. Teach him to call it real life, and don't let him ask what he means by real. Do remember, you are there to fuddle him. From the way some of you young fiends talk, anyone would suppose it was our job to teach. My patient is now safe below, in our Father's house. Your affectionate uncle, Screwtape.